All right, let's just jump right in. You know that feeling, right? In our work, in our careers, there's this constant pressure. Go faster, get it done sooner, do more, more, more. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if we're all busy measuring the wrong thing? I mean, what if the real metric isn't how fast we're going, but where we're actually going?
And that brings us to the first big idea here, a real challenge in how we work today. It's this obsession we have with pure speed. It's like we're addicted to the feeling of moving forward, you know? But we're so busy running that we forget to ask, hey, where are we even running to?
It's so simple, but it's so true. I mean, think about it. Project timelines, quarterly reports, the whole system feels like it's built to reward one thing above everything else: speed. We get praise for the quick wins, the fast turnarounds. And this is exactly where it hits home, in our day-to-day work. Success, a lot of the time, just gets boiled down to these three questions, right? How fast did you get it done? How soon can we get this out the door? How much did you churn out? It's this relentless cycle that just keeps telling us one thing: go faster.
But here's the question that just stops you in your tracks. What if being faster is just, well, faster? What if all that hustle, all that speed, what if it isn't actually progress? What if it's just motion for the sake of motion? Let that one sink in for a second, because it's really important for what's coming next.
Okay, so if speed isn't the number one goal, then what is it? We got to find a better way to think about this whole thing. And this next idea is, I think, a really powerful way to reframe it. It's about seeing speed not as the goal, but as something else entirely, a multiplier.
And here it is. This is the key. Speed is not the metric. Speed is a multiplier. It's an amplifier. It just takes whatever you're already doing, whether it's brilliant or a total disaster, and just makes it happen bigger and faster. It basically just floors the gas pedal on the path you're already on. Which leads to a pretty serious warning, doesn't it? Because if speed just multiplies your current trajectory, what happens if that direction is wrong? What happens if you're pointed the wrong way from the get-go? And yep, there's the punchline. All that effort, all that energy, it just gets you to the wrong place faster. You end up at a dead end, or with a result you never even wanted in the first place. You're basically just working your tail off to get lost more efficiently. It's kind of crazy when you think about it like that.
This is exactly where leadership becomes so important. A great leader's job isn't to just push the accelerator. It's to shift the whole team's focus from the gas pedal to the map.
And this gives us a really clear way to think about two different kinds of leaders. On one hand, you've got the driver. They're all about pace, deadlines. Their favorite question is, how soon can we get this done? But then you've got the navigator. They're looking at the big picture, holding the map, setting the destination. Their question is, which way should we go? See the difference? One is about momentum, the other is about intent.
This next thought just nails it. A team can be super busy, right? Generating tons of activity, lots of movement. But if all that momentum isn't guided by a real purpose, a clear why, it's useless. It's just noise. A whole lot of sound and fury, signifying nothing. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. Let's take this idea beyond just leadership styles and apply it to our teams, our whole strategy. What happens when you adopt this direction-first mindset? How does it actually change the game?
You know, we love to talk about efficient teams. And hey, for good reason. These are the teams that are fast on their feet. They're responsive. A problem pops up and bam, they react and solve it. They're amazing at outrunning a crisis.
But what if there's a level beyond that? Enter the visionary team. This team is so good at setting their direction, so strategic about their path, that they don't have to outrun the crisis because they avoid it completely. They chose a better path from the start. That, right there, is the power of getting the direction right.
This really brings it all home. Think of it this way. Speed is a tool, a really useful one for sure. But direction, that's the strategy. That's the whole game plan. And the biggest mistake we all make is confusing the tool with the strategy. That's how we find ourselves speeding down the wrong highway.
Okay, let's wrap this up. We've talked about the big difference between speed and direction. So what's the big takeaway here? What do we actually do with this? What's the choice we have to make?
Well, here's the choice, laid out plain and simple. Focusing on speed, that will definitely keep you busy. No question about it. There's always something to do faster. But focusing on direction, that's what keeps you relevant. That's what makes sure all that busyness actually means something, that it's all adding up to a worthwhile goal. So really, the call to action here is pretty straightforward, though maybe not so easy to do in practice. We have to change what we're measuring. It's time to consciously look away from the speedometer, which only tells you one thing: how fast you're going right now.
And that leaves us with one final, simple question to think about. In your work, in your life, what are you looking at more often? The instrument that tells you your speed, or the one that tells you your direction? Are you checking the speedometer, or are you checking your compass?